Good evening, gentlemen. It's Steady Eddie here. It's Tuesday, the 7th of November. And hello, good evening, welcome to everyone. And if you're watching this on catch up, hello, good morning, have a nice day. Thanks for joining us and thanks for tuning in. Okay, anyway, here we are. It's nice to see everybody here again. November is here now, and oh my God, it's cold. The nights are cold. I'm having my heating on, and it's cold. It's cold. I mean, I can't wait for sunny climates. Can't wait for them. Anyway, Brian Street is here. Good evening, Brian. Nice to see you. Donald Trump is here. Good evening, mate. Nice to see you. Oh, no, you don't call the president mate, do you? You say Mr. President. That's what you say. I've been watching a bit of him. You know, oh my God. I'm not here to comment on American politics, but it's funny though, isn't it? Anyway, Dan Trevelaki, nice to hear from you, mate. Carl Day, good evening to you. Gemini Star, Chubba Wubba, David Martins. Hi, Eddie and the gang. Hope all is well. Okay, thank you. McLaren F1 is here. Nice to hear from you. Yogi Bear is here. Good evening, Ed, and good evening to the chat. This will be my last chat for a long time, as I am out of here on Friday. Philippines for 6 months. Wow! Round of applause for that, mate. Need to get that sun on me bones. Good for you, mate. Good for you. That sounds fantastic. So what's the visa situation there? Can you stay easily and there for 6 months? That sounds great. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Have a lovely time. Tony Edwards, good evening. Cape Tonian, or Capitonian. Greetings from Soy 8 Bangkok. He's from South Africa originally. Okay, nice to hear from you, mate. Soy 8. What is on Soy 8? Oh, I think you got the Rolling Live bar there, haven't you? Or the Rolling Live 3. Good stuff. Nice to hear from you. Anyway, McLaren F1 is here. Dickie B, evening, Eddie. Not long now for both of us. Yeah, it's not long. Well, it's the new year. That's when I'm going anyway. So yeah, nice to hear from you. Tony Edwards, just booked my flight to the Far East. Okay, that sounds great. Good to hear that. Let me see. Wayne Davidson, nice to hear from you, Wayne. Wayne's in Scotland, which is probably even colder than here in the south of England. So nice to hear from you, Wayne. Hope all's well with you. Hope all's well, mate. Mickey Berkshire. Good evening, mate. Nice to hear from you. Let's see. Okay. London Cab Thailand. Good evening. I just finished reading your book today. I really enjoy reading. Oh, that's what I like to hear. Oh, that's good. The London Cab Thailand. Just finished reading your book today. I really enjoy reading it. Okay, I'll drink to that. Thanks, mate. Seeing as you mentioned that, I'll tell you what, for the first time, author on KDP Amazon, I actually think I've done better than most people because I've been looking at these YouTube videos, these how-to YouTube videos, and a lot of them say that you shouldn't expect any kind of results for the first month or so. I've actually had a fair few sales, better than most people for the first month. But what I've actually done with that book, I've now done something that you need to do. You have to. Whatever I've earned in the first month from that book, I've actually plowed it all into advertising. I hope I've done it right. There's a reason that I might not have done it right, but I've actually put it into advertising to advertise the book. So I'm expecting better results, but I'm not going to count my chickens before they're hatched anyway. But thanks for that. Anyway, London Cab Thailand. Mark Harmon, thank you for that super chat. Good evening, Eddie. If you're in Jom TM in March or April, a pint with me at the Grand Jom TM place. Okay, that sounds good. I'm not sure I'll be there in March or April, but thanks. Anyway, thanks for that super chat. Sean Young, got the log burner going, Ed. Cheaper than gas. It's grim up north. Have a great stream. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, nice to hear from you. Damon is here. Nice to hear from you, Damon. Everything, evening, Mr. Evan. People glad the fibre. Glad the fireworks wasn't too bad this 5th of November, as my dog is 15 years old now and doesn't like the stress. Yeah, you've got to, I mean, I suppose that's quite disturbing, for dogs to hear those loud bangs going off and all of that. I thought it was a bit of a it's too cold to go out. When I was a kid, I used to love fireworks night. Now I just don't go out fireworks night. It's too cold. It's just far, far too cold. I don't want to go out. I mean, that's one of the reasons. I mean, I've seen other people like maybe doing vlogs in England. I don't want. I do not want to be walking around in England. It's too cold for me now there. So anyway, nice to hear from you. Let's see. Okay, Tree Town, nice to hear from you. Kiki and Jasmine. My travels are over until Easter. Okay. Well, at least you've had your travels. That's the important thing, isn't it? Okay, nice to hear from you. Bobby Crushes here. The state of England, it's not a holiday I'm booking. It's an escape plan. Yeah, and I think a lot of people, it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen this weekend. I mean, Remembrance Day is on Sunday, and this weekend there's going to be, protests and demonstrations and God knows what else. I mean, it could be very, very unpleasant and very, very distasteful this weekend. We'll see what happens when it comes. Yeah, John Key. Good evening, Eddie and chat. My copy of 5 Go to Pattaya arrived today. I'm looking forward to reading it on the plane to Thailand in a couple of weeks. Okay, well, good for you anyway. I hope you enjoy it. I'd rather read a book on an aeroplane, especially one that's not too long, because I can't really appreciate movies. I mean, you're watching some really good movies on a tiny little screen, and they're often sanitized versions, those movies. At least my book is full frontal, adult, no holes barred. Not that there's any full frontals in it, but you know what I mean anyway. Thanks, John. Let's see. Tony Edwards, where can I buy your book? What's it called? Okay. Seeing as you mentioned that, how can I resist? How can I resist this? There you go. That's what my book is called. It's called 5 Go to Pattaya. I've got the Kindle and the paperback version out now. It's on Amazon KDP. The author is called Edward Sweeney, my full name, and it's called 5 Go to Pattaya. And like I say, I'm looking at the results of the book, considering that I haven't really advertised it other than like made a little video of it. They tell you that in order to get a book moving, you've got to have advertising. You've got to be realistic, and the book really can't get anywhere without advertising. So what I've earned, and I probably earn more from the book in the first month than most people do, what I've earned, I've spent on advertising for the book. What's an interesting thing about it, though, I've chosen Amazon.com rather than Amazon UK in order to advertise the book. Okay. Fair enough. Amazon.com is bigger. You get a choice. Maybe I should have chose Amazon UK because the book is very, very British. I mean, Amazon.com, if they're trying to push that in markets like Americans are not really familiar with words like scousers, and they're not entirely familiar with British humor. But we'll see. It's all experimental. But anyway, that's the book. The author is Edward Sweeney, and it's available on Amazon and KDP and paperback. Right now anyway. So there you go. You ain't heard the last of that one, by the way. Oh yeah, and by the way, I've been so pleased with some of the sponsors. It's early days yet. Then I've decided to write more books. I've come up with more ideas. So I will keep you posted about that. Anyway, let me see now. Yogi Bear. 30-day waiver 29-day extension, then tourist visa, 3 months, then again 3 months. But I'm going to Thailand on business December for a couple of weeks. Okay, so the Philippines it seems it's more easy than Thailand. Thailand's getting so strict with visas, and it just seems to me that every bloody day they're coming out like, and it's like, they're saying we don't really want you Farangs. Yeah, just send your money through the post. The money that you would spend on holiday, don't bother coming. Just send your bloody money through the post. That's the feedback I'm getting for Thailand this year. No, that's a bit unfair. Maybe it's not like that. But Philippines does seem a bit easier with regards to visas anyway. So thanks for that info. Gas 40, gas 77. Hi, mate. I've been on a $20,000 job today. I've got a black eye. I've got a black eye and cut eyebrow, but I've been paid $6,500. Now, let me just tell you, Gaz as an exciting. I don't know why he doesn't write a book and and all of that about his life. Gaz. For 7-7, for those who don't know, he likes dressing up as a woman, going into Asda, shoplifting, taking a dump on the floor of Asda, filling his car up and then driving off without paying. Currently, he's a hitman for the Mexican cartel, and he's getting paid loads of money there. $20,000 job. And he's only come out with a black eye and a cut eyebrow, but he's been paid $6,500. So from Asda shoplifter to Mexican hitman for the drugs cartel. That Gaz 77 lives an eventful life, and I think we'll give him a round of applause for that. Nice to hear from you. Okay, let's see. Bangkok Seagull. I had off in 3 weeks to Thailand for 3 months. Bangkok and Samui for me. Superb, super duper. Now, with regards to Thailand, I mean, I'm not the only one who hears rumours about a 90-day visa coming. When's it going to happen? They seem to talk about, we're going to give you a 90-day visa on arrival or something like that, visa exempted. When's it going to happen? Apparently, you can get 60 days if you do an e-visa and then extend it for another month, or I mean, other countries. Well, I was in Malaysia, and they give you a 90-day visa on arrival. And when's Thailand gonna do this? That's what I'd like to know. Telecom is here. Hi, Eddie. Opal as well there. It's 44 degrees and clouds here. Okay, well, similar. Funnily enough, the sun was actually shining today, but it's going to be blustery and stormy tomorrow and all of that kind of stuff. I hope all is well to Mark. Anyway, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Ivan, evening, Eddie. I've been reading your book. Ivan, I'll read this again. Ivan, evening, Eddie. I've been reading your book on the tube, and let me tell you, its front cover raised a few eyebrows. Guess they never experienced a pataya in their life. The front cover raised a few eyebrows on the London tube. Really. And what were they? With this, presumably this was a bunch of old wongers, decrepit old English women who were looking at the cover, and they were thinking, that man's reading a book on Thailand. So that means he probably goes there, the dirty bastard. Imagine all the lovely young women that he's been with out there. I mean, us, we've got all those young Gambian men, but but that's all right. It's okay for old, decrepit women to go to Gambia and be knocking off, young men, young enough to be the grandson. But if a bloke does the opposite thing, it's bloody terrible. Okay, anyway, raised a few eyebrows, really. I mean, she doesn't exactly get a... I mean, it's like that picture behind me. I mean, it's not exactly that revealing, but anyway, nice to hear from you, mate. Anyway, Kiki and Jasmine, I've ordered your book and Matthew Perry's book. Take it as a compliment. Okay, well, thank you. That's thank you. Thank you. That's nice to hear from you. Leo Malley is here, flying on Monday to Manila. That's the second one is going to the Philippines. That is the third. Then after a few days, fly to Bangkok. Can't bloody wait, Eddie. Okay, that sounds brilliant. That sounds absolutely wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Good for you, mate. Yeah, Dickie B. This weather is really shite in the UK. Every year we come back from Southeast Asia in late January or February and tell all our friends and family it's shite New Year and they're away next year, but they don't go. People are thinkers. They're not, they're talkers and they're thinkers. They're not doers, are they? Yeah, you know. Yeah, AG. Good evening, Ed. What's the agenda tonight? Whatever. I mean, this is not the travel channel. I mean, the news is absolutely crap, really. I mean, it's all doom and gloom and war. And as for Prince Charles and the King, no, sorry, I should stop calling him Prince Charles. He's the King. I mean, all that pomp and ceremony, and it all looks, going to the Houses of Parliament and the House of Commons and. Talking bollocks. I mean, I like him and all that, but we all know that he's talking about things that's never ever going to happen. Like we're finally going to do something about the illegal immigrants. I mean, finally, I think we're finally for about the last bloody 60 years, mate. Chubba wubba. All these protesters are just sexually frustrated wankers. Okay, I wouldn't have said that, but anyway, whatever. Gaz 77. I'm now smelling dirty, warm Mexican knickers. They smell fishy. The Mexican women's private parts smell fishy, do they? Oh, that's disgusting. That's worse than taking a shit in the floor of Asda. Mark Harmon, thank you for that super chat. Forgot to say in the swim up bar, Jomtien Place. The swim up bar, Jomtien Palace. Really, Jomtien's a place I haven't spent a great deal of time, but I have noticed that they got some really, really tempting condos there. I know one YouTuber showed his condo the other day, and it looks really, really tempting. The swim up bar, Jomtien Palace. That sounds lovely. Thanks for that super chat, mate. Yeah. Capitonian. Eddie, I have your book on my Kindle and we'll be taking a walk down Lumpini Park later this morning and read a few pages while I watch the Bangkok ladies working out before work. Okay, thank you for that. That's my boot gets far and wide. It's bred on planes, tubes, Bangkok, parks. That sounds terrific. Thanks for that, anyway, mate. Rantalian. Okay. Good evening. Seaside Freddy, good morning from San Francisco. Okay, I'll drink to that. Thank you, mate. How is San Francisco these days? It was always a place. I always heard it was one of the nicer American cities, but I'm not hearing good things now. I've got a friend who's coming back from California pretty soon, so I'll be getting reviews of all of that. John Mitch plowed the next month's sales into Amazon UK. Yeah, no, do you know something? I watch all these videos on YouTube about how to do this, that, and the other with regards to books, and a lot of them are very, very useful. But I think I was aware of a mistake. One of the YouTubers said, "What you do next is if you're going to put adverts." If you're going to put adverts on your book, you have a choice. You have Amazon UK, Amazon.com, this, that, and the other. And this guy said, I'm going to go for Amazon.com because that's the bigger one. Made sense to me. But then I thought, wait a minute, where's my book going to be advertised? Because a lot of places in the world wouldn't really understand the humor. Maybe it would be better in Amazon UK because UK people know what Scousers are. quite often for the wrong reasons. So, but they love them anyway. So, yeah, you maybe we'll see what happens anyway. We'll see what happens. Nice to hear from you anyway, John. AJ, did you go to college or are you a natural articulate person? Referred to writing a book. My education, I did go to college and I got qualifications and stuff like that, which I've never ever used. But my school education, I didn't really do much at school, but I did later. At college, I got qualifications. But my main education was reading books at home. Yeah, that's what I did when I was a young teenager. I read lots of books, and I like to think that I learned how to write books from there. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I read lots of books when I was young. Yeah, let me see. McLaren F1. Usually, isn't it Ron? I don't actually know who this Ron is. I don't actually know who this is. Parker, I bought the book from Amazon and I'm planning on reading it during my upcoming trip to Thailand. Okay, fine, thank you. In case you're wondering what book he's talking about, that book there. Okay, thank you, Parker. That's very, very kind of you. And of course, have a great trip to Thailand. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah, well, this is Bintman. Bintman's been on a phone in. Bintman, new rules in Thailand for tax on money coming into the country from abroad as of January 2024. Apparently, anyone staying longer than 6 months in a calendar year will be hit by it. Now, this is what I've heard as well, which is why I'm not planning on staying 6 months. I'm going to be there for less time, maybe fractionally less, but yeah, I've heard about, but I don't think it's confirmed. I've heard reports and videos about that, but I'm not really sure that it's actually being confirmed yet. I still think they're talking about it. I'm not sure that that's being confirmed. Yogi Bear, Ed, they don't want long term in Thailand. They want 2-week millionaires that come and spend silly money for 2 weeks, or people that have that much money they don't care. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the way this seems to me. That's the way it seems to me. John Mitz, Gas 77, amazing career progression. Yeah, it's kind of like from the log cabin to the presidency of the United States. Gaz has gone from as the shoplifter to Mexican hitman. I'd say that deserves a book. That does. Gaz, send me some details. I'll write a book about that. That sounds bloody good. That sounds good. That is a good idea for a book, isn't it? See, there you go. Another one. A guy who was, a guy, cross dresser, who likes shoplifting at Asda, and now he's a Mexican hitman. Jesus, that is a darn good story. I like that. Damon, Ed, I'm off to Thailand next week. I always wait until fireworks night is over until I go. Thanks, but my name Lorna for looking after my dog while I'm on my travels. Okay, that's terrific. Oh, I love dogs. I mean, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'd care about the dog as well. I love cats as well. I love dogs and cats. So I hope the dog's okay. And she sounds wonderful. I wish I'd love to have a dog or a cat, but I because of my lifestyle, I couldn't look after them. You see, but I love dogs, really, really do. Anyway. Seaside Freddy, red appetite is included in the 4 a.m. closing time. Way too over the hill to be doing all night. Well, me too. I've always been a bit of a night owl, but not anymore. Not anymore. The thing is, some people want to stay out until 4 o'clock and drink, and they should be allowed to. But not for me anymore. Not for me. Treetown, Ed, I can't see the bars only serving soft drinks after 2 a.m. with the new bar opening times being extended. Oh, I'm sure they'll find a way. They'll find a way. They always do. They'll find a way. They'll dim the lights, and or they'll pour your beer into a cup or something. I mean, they'll find a way. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Gaz77, the guy I'm working for is going to sort my Mexican visa out next week. He said he will have it sorted within 5 minutes. Yeah, really? As in, go to the the agents, the visa agents, and I need Gaz's visa sorted out. Oh, it will take 3 days, but 3 days, my friend. How long will it take? Oh, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for you, my friend. Yeah, I get you, Gaz. Jesus, there's a bloody good story there. You give me an idea for a new book, Gaz, okay? That is bloody good stuff. Brad Hamilton. Hey, Edward, my girlfriend is a Thai immigration lawyer. You can stay in Thailand on a tourist visa for up to 6 months maximum. You won't be allowed back in unless you get another visa. Yeah, well, this is what I heard. And somebody said to me that that was only during the pandemic. I stayed there for 4 months solid early last year. As I understand it, you go to an agent, and the agent said to me, 60, 60, 60. That's what he said. I know an agent on Cyber Cow, where, he said you can easily renew your visa for up to 6 months, but every 2 months, 60, 60, 60. You have to pay an agent's fee, of course. Bottle baby, not too late tonight. Nice to hear from you. Brad Hamilton. Also, it's always better to fly in and out of the kingdom when you're on a tourist visas. Land border is max 2 back into Thailand. Okay. Let me see now. John Campbell, got my 90-day non-online Thai visa and less paperwork to upload than last year. Plus, did not ask for insurance this time. Did last year. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Gaz77, Yogi Bear, he said he will walk in, tell him to give me a visa and then walk out with the visa. It will take 5 minutes of walking in to walking out. Yeah, that's kind of the impression I got. Yeah, he made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Stephen Morgan, have you ever been to India? Yeah, I went to India. About 15 years ago, something like that. And the word for India is colourful. I only stayed there for a month. I was there for a month, and I was there for a month. That country is very, very colourful. But it didn't. The old Delhi belly stuff that did come true for me. I was all right the first couple of weeks, but then for the rest of the month, I wasn't so well. But I did get the old Delhi belly. India is probably a wonderful country, and but really you need a lot more than a month really to do it justice. Daniel Mills, your book is on the side of my bed. I haven't started reading it yet. It only arrived today. Oh, well, enjoy the read, mate. Anyway, take your time and enjoy the read. Thanks for that. Yogi Bear. I think Sunak or Sunak, how do you pronounce his name? I think Sunak has been watching you, Ed. They're going to make it illegal for beggars to be anywhere near cash machines. Kings, whatever. He doesn't get away. Kings, whatever. He doesn't get away. Okay. And I haven't seen that, but is that did Rishi say that they're going to do that? Did he actually particularly say that illegal for beggars to be anywhere near cash machines? I mean, the thing is, there's a garage where I go to fill my car up, right? And I've actually been to that garage to fill my car, on a Saturday afternoon, some time ago, and I've seen these beggars around the cash machine, and the next time I seen some beggars around the cash machine there, and I just drove off. Look, these bastards. There's no one else here. They will approach me. I'll go to another garage. They'll approach me for money or to strike up a conversation, which involves me giving them money. They do. They even in the town centre, beggars hang around cash machines. I've had people coming up behind me trying to strike up a conversation. Bastards who just crept out of nowhere, striking up a conversation. Hey, mate, have you got a light, have you? It just so happens to be at a cash machine. Yeah, absolutely. It should be illegal. But the thing is, the shop owners who have ATMs outside and the banks, they're the ones who should be forced to do something about it, because they're not doing themselves any favours by having a garage with an ATM there, and they're allowing beggars to hover around there. It's disgusting. It's bloody disgusting. Do something about it. Seaside Freddy, San Francisco is dodgy. APEC conference is next week. The weather is the best part, upper 70s and beautifully clear. I have to watch your back. Thanksgiving coming. Really? I mean, I think it's... Is there anything new that has been dodgy? I mean, remember the 1970s Dirty Harry movies? I think Clint Eastwood is originally from San Francisco. That's where he was born. But I mean, it's a big city, and Dirty Harry was set in San Francisco for a reason, crime and violence. So I'm sure it's nothing new. But I do hear not good reports about San Francisco now. I mean, I don't hear people saying it's a friendly city. I more often hear, it's full of shit. You know what I mean? If you have some problem with sewage or whatever. But I'm going to get a good reporter. I've got a good friend who's coming back from California. He's been to Los Angeles and San Francisco. So I'm going to be hearing some reports of that pretty soon. But yeah, I know to live there, it's probably different. I watched the property channel on YouTube, and this guy was showing, luxury apartments around San Francisco, and he was singing the praises of the area. And I looked in the comments section, and quite predictably, I knew what the comments going to be. Yeah, nice apartment. Pity about the bloody area, all the crime and violence that, in that area. Yeah, but I can't judge it because I've never been there. Yeah, Brown Street. But people all over the world go to retire, so once they see the title, boom. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, boom. Okay, there is some women. There is some women. I've often heard that from middle-aged women when I've mentioned I'm going to Thailand. Same old thing. Oh, they say fellas only go there for the one thing. And I say, yeah. And it's the same bloody one thing that old women go to Turkey for. Yeah, whatever, if the one thing's all right, if you like the one thing, what's the problem? As long as they're all adults, they're all consenting, and that's fine, no problem. Rantalian, Ed is always a week behind in the chat. Okay. Yeah, Seaside Freddy, Stephen Moore, India's the most fascinating country that I've ever been to. Took 6 trips, 3 weeks each, only for the advanced traveller. Okay, fair enough. Mark Mella, 2025. Good for you. John Mitz, simple advice, but very, very effective. Just don't spend more than 180 days in any country to avoid falling into a tax net. Yeah, absolutely. Now, Thailand, they say they're going to implement all of this. Somewhere like Cambodia, I don't know if they're going to implement it, but whether they have the infrastructure to implement that sort of stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I am thinking along those lines. Yeah, definitely, John, definitely. Yogi Bear says the Philippines right now you can do 3 years before leaving. That's pretty amazing. There you go. Okay. Let me see. Bobby Webber. Hello, Eddie. Just checking in. All the best from San Remo. Lovely here. Hope all is well. San Remo's a lovely place. I actually went there. Stayed one night in San Remo on the way to Italy, and it's a lovely little town. I think it's Italy, but it's just past the French border. And a lovely place. That sounds like a lovely place to be, mate. Lovely place to be. Oh, hope all's well, mate. Anyway, Gaz77. Gaz77. You should write a book on me. It'll be a good... Oh, you've given me an idea. That's great. That is great. A cross-dresser, it was incontinent, can't control his bowel movements, even when he's shoplifting at Asda. Fills his car up, fills his grandmother's car up, I believe it was, wasn't it? He robbed his grandmother's car and fills it up and at the petrol station, drives off without paying. Then he goes to become a Mexican hitman. Jesus, that has got all of them. Keep going, guys. I want to know more. You're writing the book for me. You're writing the book for me, mate. Wayne Ritchie. Hi, Eddie, and everyone else. Looking good. I'll have a blast right now in Pattaya, Thailand. It's so beautiful there. And oh my God, the ladies are great. It's great fun. Pattaya is great fun. It is great fun. I mean, people say it's not as good as it was. Is anything ever as good as it was? I mean, it's still a good old knocking shop by the sea, and it's great fun, and I love it. I can't wait to get there. Nice to have you, Wayne. I love you guys. You make me laugh. I love you. Boo-hoo, nice to hear from you, mate. Bottle Baby, it's a lot different than 20 years ago. More cars and girls wearing Western clothes. Okay, fair enough. I went to India and I was in Mumbai, harbour. I was about to get the bus going to Goa, the overnight bus, which is a terrible mistake because it was sleeping compartments and everything. Bloody awful, dreadful journey. And the fact that I'd had a few pints of beer and a green curry before didn't help matters. Dreadful. And what was I going to say? Yeah, and I was approached by some freelancers at Mumbai Harbour, but they weren't glamorous. You see these pictures of these beautiful Indian women. These women who approached me look very, very rough and coarse and very, very untrustworthy. No thanks. John Mitch, after a long time, rumpty bumpty from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm too knackered to go out till 4 a.m. I'm sound asleep by 9:30. Sound asleep by 9. Wake up 8 a.m. and have a splash around the pool. That's my time for me. That sounds bloody great. That sounds good. I wish I could. I was someone who could go to bed at half 9. But I'm still a bit of a night owl. I still have a late afternoon, early evening kip, and get up and do things like I'm doing now. And I still have to do things really. But good for you, John. Anyway. Capitonian. Eddie, weather report in Bangkok. 33 to 34 Celsius every day. I've been living here a week, and it's rained for a couple of hours every afternoon. Quite lovely, actually. Leave for Phuket tomorrow. Okay, good for you, mate. It sounds lovely. Oh, I'd do anything for a bit of heat. I mean, right now, I don't want to walk anywhere. I don't want to walk. It's too cold here. It's too cold. I used to walk everywhere, but not anymore. Eastern man, Eddie, the visa agent you got was the pandemic fee. The visa agent got you was a pandemic visa that they kept going for a while, but they're gone now. Okay. Thanks for that anyway. Yogi Bear, it's part of the crime bill, Ed. It's being harder on. It's part of the crime bill, Ed. It's being harder on crime. They need to get harder on crime, but let's I wish they'd just bloody stop talking about it and actually do it for a change. I wish they'd make crimes like burglary, which is an evil crime. I wish they'd impose the death penalty for that, for death penalty for burglars, and aggressive beggars should be bloody rounded up and thrown in the river. And I wish it's okay talking about this. Let's see them actually do it. I mean, I know I could wander into town, and I'm not the most well dressed. I don't have any jewelry or nothing. I can wander into town. I'll be there for 5 minutes. I'm some skanky bastard he probably hides a kite on drugs would approach me, want money from me. You know what I mean? Let's stop being so soft on crime. John Mitt, Eddie, what do you need cash from the ATM for? I use chip and pin on my ATM card for everything these days. Well, yeah. I still need cash for a few things. It's still for a few things. Not I used to need it a lot more, but now I use chip and pin. For my my credit card. For purchasing from the co-op and all that kind of stuff, and buying online. Yeah, you're right there. But you still need a bit of cash now and again for things. So where are we now? Bottle Baby, watching Billy Blue's London Adventures on the back streets of London. I could not spot a lot of dingy people. Seems to be more 20 years ago when I was last in London. Okay, I like Billy Blue's streams, but I've got no enthusiasm for Britain. Funnily enough, not really. Tree Town, Ed, will you be staying? I think you mean the Swan Inn. And that mangy old settee, a visit next time you're in Bangkok. I won't be going to that mangy old settee, definitely not. But the Swan Inn, the Swan Inn in Bangkok. Ed, will you be paying the Swan Inn and that mangy old settee a visit next time? No, I don't think I will. Yeah, I don't think I will. That was scraping the bottom of the barrel there. Gaz77. Catch you later, mate. Got to go. Got a job to do. The food shopper needs doing. I've been told to spend $0. Okay. Bum. Yeah, okay. Gaz goes into a Mexican supermarket. How much for all of this food? That will be 1,000 pesos, senor. How much? For you, senor, free. Yeah, that's Gaz. Okay. I love Gaz. Rusty Lid, I prefer two things at a time in Thailand. Yeah, I like a good threesome as well. Okay. Nice to have you, Rusty Lid. Oh, Paul, I've met Rusty Lid in Pattaya. He's been out there for a long time. So I'll drink. Cheers to you anyway, mate. Nice to hear from you. Okay, John Mitch, turkey for sausage, Pattaya for clams. Okay, nicely said. James Pickett, bought your book today, 5 go to Pattaya. Just started reading it. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy it then. Thanks for that anyway, mate. Yeah, Seaside Freddy, I have to do a double Bangkok slide before my time is. Oh, yeah, do one, babe. Definitely. You won't regret it. I'm just going to refill my glass a moment. Oh, no, I'll do that in a minute. Eastern man, Cambodia tax laws say income, including pensions from overseas for tax residents, is taxable, but it doesn't happen. I doubt they've got the mechanisms or will do it. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I know they've mentioned that before, Eastern man. I hope all's well. Eastern man went to Nong Khai. So, I'm looking at his report from that. Okay, thanks for that comment. Yeah, Cambodia. But I think, I'll cross all that bridge when I get there. But I'm very, very conscious of that. 180 days or less. Tony Evans, Eddie, is it just normal travel insurance to enter Thailand? As far as I know, yeah. Well, they don't ask for your insurance, do they? That's up to you. I think they did during the pandemic, but I don't think they asked for your insurance. But don't quote me on it, But I think it's just normal insurance as far as I know nowadays. The pandemic is over, isn't it? Wanderer 299. Clinton used to be mayor of Carmel, beautiful town. When I was there 40 years ago. Yeah, he was the mayor of Carmel. He lived there, didn't he? He might still live there now. And he shot Play Misty for me there, which is still a wonderful movie, wonderful film. John Mitt, 113 watching, only 17 likes. Come on, guys, hit the like button. It's free to do so. Does not cost you anything. Okay, thank you for that. Hit the like button, guys. John Mitt said so. Cheers, mate. Anyway, thanks. AJ, Ed, you never seen grown men begging outside shops years ago. What has happened? I think we've got soft. I mean, there's always been beggars around. There's always been them, but I mean nowadays, I mean, you know, what did Sue Allen? What did Sue? I've got it written down. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. We're going to talk about this in a minute. Yeah, Seaside Freddy. India has 1.4 million people. I think you want 1.4 billion people. Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair comment. Wayne Ritchie, I got your paperback book in the mail last weekend. It's great. Thank you for the book. Okay, thank you for getting it. Okay, cheers. Thanks for that with that, Wayne. Anyway, like you say, with the book, I've what I earned in the first month, and bearing in mind, most people don't earn anything from their books in the first month. I actually earned a little bit of money, and I've spent that money on advertising with Amazon.com. So I'm hoping that the results. I'm hoping that that's going to be a good return. Yeah, Eastern man, Philippines don't tax expats on money brought in from overseas. See, that's good, isn't it? That's good. That's good. McLaren F1. Ed, if you're honest, the only thing single middle-aged men go to Southeast Asia for is to get away from the twatty, big-headed, slightly to vastly overweight, always pissed off, narcissistic old hags. And that is very, very nicely said. Very, very nicely said, mate. Very, very nicely said. Yeah, Rusty Led, just waking up in between. 5 a.m. is workout time. Just waking up in between. 5 a.m. is workout time. Okay, good for you, mate. That's discipline for you. Well done, well done. Yeah, Damon says, Ed, can you give a shout out for my mum, Lorna, and my brother Craig and Mao, my dog? Thank you. Okay, a shout out to Lorna, Damon's mum, and also his brother Craig and Mao the dog. Okay, hello, good evening, and have a great, a nice evening anyway. So big shout out to those people. Okay, cheers for that. Mum Lorna, brother Craig, and Mao, my dog. That sounds like a nice family anyway. Okay. Cheers, Damon. Thanks for that. Seaside Freddy, Duarte waged war against the drug peddlers in the Phils. Extrajudicial killings illegal, but effective. Okay. Ian Bowden, hi Ed and everyone. Is it Travel Chat or Wales the Right channel tonight? It's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want it to be. But nice to hear from you, Ian. But I am going to put this question on the screen. I'm going to put a question on the screen in a minute because we need to talk about it, don't we? It is Wales the Right anyway. So it's going to fill my glass. I'll be back in a second. Okay. So, I'm going to ask an important question now, but a good comment this. San Francisco can't staff a full police department. Cost of living here is sky high. The crooks have the upper hand. Smashing and grabs of cars and retail business are out of control. Lots of whatever the hell that is. Don't you think Britain's going that way? Don't you think London's going that way? I mean, it looks to me like London already has. I mean, I watch videos and somebody's smashing hell out of a Bugatti and all. Oh Christ Almighty, mighty. Ian Bowden says, "Will you ever travel outside of Southeast Asia again, Ed? Or never say never." I think probably never. I mean, because I've been to all the places that I want to go. My plan is to just stay in Southeast Asia until I drop dead. So I'll never say never, but I have no plans to go anywhere else other than Southeast Asia. It is an important one. Seatown, Ed, will you be cooking any meals yourself when you stay in Thailand, or you always eat out? Okay. I'd probably be always eating out because there's so many nice little eateries, isn't there? I doubt if I'll be eating indoors in Thailand. If I get a condo or whatever, I don't think so. I think I'll be eating out all the time because it's very, very cheap to eat out. And it's more fun, really, isn't it? Let's see. Where are we now? What was I going to say? Okay, so anybody wants to phone in, that's the number. But if you phone in, we've got a question. We've got a question to ask that we can talk about. It's a question. That's the phone number. It's not a scam. It's just an ordinary phone number. Enough people have used that phone number up to now anyway. Let's see. I've got my phone here. And you can always phone me. For those Facebook friends that I have, you can always phone me on Facebook on another phone. I mean, that's, somebody done it last week and it was a better signal somehow. Anyway, so that's the phone number. And this is the question. Suella Braverman, is she our Home Secretary? Let me see. Where are we now? Okay, so Suella Braverman, not the most subtle of people, about as subtle as a bloody demolition ball. But apparently she said this week that, sleeping rough is a lifestyle choice, something like that. It's been quite controversial, and some people are taking offense to it, saying, people who sleep rough are hard done by. And basically, that's terrible to say that it's a lifestyle choice because a lot of them, suffer from mental illness and hardships and all this kind of stuff. And she's basically saying, well, yeah, they asked for it. So if she's actually said that, and I've seen reports on it, then sleeping rough is a lifestyle choice. It seems like a very, very harsh thing to say, but I wouldn't expect Suella Braverman to be subtle. So what do you think of that? I mean, do you have any sympathy for rough sleepers? I mean, I find it hard to have sympathy for them when they stand in front of me, blocking my path, wanting me to do them a favor and lend them some money. I find it hard to have sympathy for them then. But as for it being a lifestyle choice, I think more emphasis should be put on the fact that they've chosen to take drugs. They've chosen to take drugs, and quite often that's why they're there. Okay? Let me see. Eastern man, why do so many people think Eddie is returning to Thailand? I have mentioned Thailand's the main one, but I have said it. I have made it specific that I'm not necessarily returning to Thailand. It will be to Southeast Asia. It'll probably be Thailand and Cambodia, but we'll see. But I know what you mean, mate. McLaren says, yeah, okay, she's married. Okay, Damon. Thank you, I very much appreciate it. Okay, I hope they enjoyed that shout out anyway. It sounds really, really nice as well. that you care about them so much. So okay, cheers, Damon. Lee James, Eddie isn't retiring to Thailand. I may be, but but the plan is Southeast Asia. That's what I said. Wayne Ritchie. Before my gran is died, she always told me life is what you make of it. I mean, my gran was I had a nice grandmother as well. They yeah, life is what you make of it. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But I think what it is though, I mean, some personalities are stronger personalities than others. Some people are naturally weak personalities who can't really make a great deal out of their lives. And I'm not saying that I've made much out of my life, but compared to where I come from, I probably have. Bobby, because foreign beggars everywhere. Wait, Bobby, it depends where you live, doesn't it? I mean, maybe there's lots of foreign beggars in London or maybe our cities, but where I live, they are white English people. They're the worst ones. There's not that many. There are foreigners, but the worst beggars that I know are crafty bastards who try and strike up a conversation with you. When really they just want money from you. It's white English people. They're the worst ones where I live. Gemini Star, Suella Brahman. I agree with her to a certain extent. Some choose to be homeless. I mean, it seems to be really, really harsh thing to say. I mean, nobody wants to be homeless, but if you take drugs and booze and the problem with these people is that drugs and booze take priority. That's before putting food on the table. I've seen a grown man, a guy who's physically capable to go out and work, camping out in front of Tesco's, and an old lady gave him a sandwich, and he basically didn't want the sandwich. He wants money. He wants money to, he probably got enough sandwiches. He wants bloody money to go and buy drugs with it. Tony Edwards, Braverman is a complete bang out of order. Mental health problems, could it be an abuse, not really a lifestyle choice? The drug takers, well, that's different. Well, it's hard to know the difference between, the mental health. I mean, come on, let's be honest with you. I know that the mental health problems is a serious issue. Of course it is. And I feel sorry, especially for young people who've come from bad backgrounds, abusive families where they've got no choice other than to run away from home. And, but one of my favorite sayings is you have to be realistic. And realism tells me that most of those people there is because they've chosen drinking drugs as their lifestyle. It's not good. Capitonian. Capitonian. In my town on the tip of Africa, sleeping rough is a lifestyle choice, definitely. They don't go to shelters, paid for, FPM, paid for with my tax. They eat, sleep, and shit whatever they feel like. Oh, well, that's another continent, so I can't really comment on that. Mister, maybe a million. Okay. Bobby Crush, a Romanian gypsy woman, stood outside Tesco and said to me, big issue, help the homeless. I said, you're a gypsy, you're supposed to be homeless. Nah, well said. Gemini Star, London is full of foreign beggars. Is it? I haven't lived in London for many, many years. I can only go by where I live. And I'm telling you that the ones who are the biggest bloody nuisance on the streets of where I live, they're white English people, or sometimes Scottish. Bobby Crush, out the English, get the foreigners out. Okay, fair enough. Wayne Ritchie, Eddie, I'm sorry, I never give money to charities. How do you really know where it's going to? I don't give money to charities either. I've heard too many charity bloody scams. I've heard too many of that. I don't give sod all to charities. I mean, one of the worst ones I heard was a bloke who was who stole. He was organising a charity for Help the Heroes, and he stole, embezzled about 350 grand from it, and he went to prison. You know, really, he should be bloody given the guillotine. Yeah, absolutely. I don't trust charity. You know. Lee James, do you think Thai girls are beggars in some way? No, no, I wouldn't say they're beggars. I wouldn't say they are. No, I wouldn't say they are because they're often you a service, aren't they? You know, you know. So I wouldn't say they're beggars. You know, I wouldn't say that. Bobby Crush, high streets look like third world dumps. Get the tents away and make the place look clean and tidy again. I agree. I agree. Bobby Crush. Bobby Crush, foreign beggars everywhere and constantly being pestered by them. I can now say, have you got a spare pound in 11 languages? Okay. Can you say piss off in 7 languages as well? Yogi Bear, Ed, the Royal British Legion has, you know, well, you're saying 350. They need to make every council rent warehouse. They need to put sheds inside so homeless off the street and have a place for their, I know a lot of these bloody charities. They're all me ass. They're all me ass. So somebody's making money from them. The people who run these charities are not skint. They don't worry about putting the bloody heating on. Well, JJ, do you think English people will be a minority in 10 years? But I thought they were now. I thought they were now. I met a lot of cities. I mean, you know, is the most popular, you know, name for a baby boy. You know, Muhammad. That's the last I heard. Esan, man, I live in Esan and hardly ever see a beggar there. Yeah, because you know you do get beggars in Pattaya. You do there, definitely. Bobby Crush, they should give homeless people afternoon classes in modern camping techniques and hygiene. What you gonna teach them? Carry on camping, carry on camping. I love that bird, that topless bird at the beginning of that movie, Carry On Camping. You know, she pulls back the tent and comes out stark with the teddies and the beautiful blonde. Oh, wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. Oh, that's she. Oh, I wouldn't mind staying at that holiday camp. Ian Bowden, I do think that some downouts can get a life if they try harder and give up on booze, drugs, and fags. And all foreign downouts should get deported. Yeah, that's right. I agree with that. I'll go along with that. Yeah, Craig mentioned charity is like a religion. It's for the gullible. Charity is like a religion for the gullible. Wow, that's good. That's a good saying, that isn't it? Isn't that a good saying? Charity is like a religion for the gullible. Religion is an opiate for the masses. Charity is a religion for the gullible. Yeah, I'd go along with that, mate. Kiki and Jasmine, statistics in Ireland claim 17% of the population aren't citizens. Where will it end? I presume the UK has even worse statistics. I think a lot of us are just giving up on the UK. Let's see. Seaside Freddy says, in the 2021-22 state budget, California set aside $7.2 billion to address homelessness. And what's happened to it? Somebody's probably got rich off it. Rantali and Barbara Windsor. No, I don't mean Barbara Windsor. She was in that movie, Carry On Camp, and she's the one when she's exercised the bra flies up. I mean the girl, the beautiful blonde girl, right at the beginning of the movie, when Sid James and you know the others are watching a nudist movie in the cinema, And Sid James's missus says, "Oh, I don't know where to look." And Sid James says, "I do." Oh, what wonderful, wonderful. Watch Carry On Camping and watch right at the very beginning of the movie, and you'll see what I mean. Tudor Lion, do you think they will disrupt Armistice Day, and will anyone try and stop them? Will they disrupt Armistice Day? Will they disrupt Armistice Day? Apparently, there's going to be, the police think there's going to be 70,000, Muslim people who would, or disruptors, supporters, going to converge on, Remembrance Day or this weekend, the Senate Act. Whereas others reckon it's going to be more like 1 million. It's going to be 1 million's going to turn up. There could be very, very nasty scenes there. I don't think it will be that bad personally, simply because it's been so high profile. A lot of people will stay away and want to avoid the violence, but we'll see anyway. We'll see anyway. Yeah, Bobby Crush. No one should be allowed to sleep on the streets until they have passed their certificate in urban camping and polite begging techniques. Too many people in this country are undertrained and neglected. That's it. That's all right. I mean, imagine the busies going up to homeless people and saying, "Yeah, can I see your certificates? Can I?" Yeah, that'll be funny. Eastern man, I grew up in Liverpool in the 1960s, and we had massive housing shortages and lived in slums. I remember a mate who lived in a prefab, and his mother wouldn't leave it. I remember prefab. So did he have asbestos as well? We didn't know that they had asbestos in those days as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. I grew up in Liverpool, and I come from a very, very poor part of Liverpool. We were so poor. Even the rainbow was in black and white. Even now when I see a coloured rainbow, I think, you jammy bastards. Anyway, Yogi Bear, what opened my eyes at was working for the British Heart Foundation. When I heard the area manager saying they get £68,000 in a company car and their bills paid at home, gas and electric. Yeah, you're lining someone else's pocket. By giving money to charities, you're lining the pockets of some, privileged bastards. I know exactly what you mean, definitely. Gemini Star, we can't really mention that. Bobby Crush, you should be given the prime begging spot outside Marks and Spencer's if you have passed your certificate. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be good. Damon, thank you for that super chat, Damon. That's very, very kind of you. It was great to meet you, Ed, in Pattaya and shake your hand. You're a very polite and a big-hearted, lovable man. Thank you for your kindness and your channel. Best regards, Damon. Damien, thank you for that anyway. Thank you for that. I know you're a real gentleman anyway. And I'd like to meet up again. When I'm out in Pattaya, I'd like to meet some really, really good people out there. Damon, thanks for that super chat. Really appreciate it, mate. Really appreciate it. Okay, so anyway, where do we go? Eastern man, what part of Liverpool are you from? I'm from, the north end of it, and then later the south end. All over. I never know how to answer that question because I've lived in lots of places. I've lived near where not far from where you were. You were in Edge Hill. I lived around there. Spitz Energy. The cost of living is affecting everyone. Someone told me that even Warwick Davies is struggling to put. Warwick Davies, his name escapes me. I'm not sure I've heard that. Nice to hear for you, Spitz Energy. So anyway, is sleeping rough a lifestyle choice? It may seem very, very harsh, but what this country needs, we need politicians who are going to really, not afraid of being controversial, going to be outspoken and speak their mind, and not afraid to be controversial. But what we then need is for them to actually do something about it, not just talk. I mean, I'm pissed off with aggressive beggars. When I go into town, which is not very often, but I'm walking into town, if I'm talking to a friend on my mobile phone, as soon as I get to the town centre or approaching it, I have to say to me friend, sorry, I'm going to have to finish this call and put my mobile phone away before some druggie comes up to me asking to borrow it. You know, and I'm not kidding. I've had people coming up to me but asking to borrow my mobile phone. Cheeky bastards. Hard tulip. Hard tulip. Nice to have you, Gary. According to a YouTube video about semi-socialist Finland, they've ended homelessness. Wealthy people pay high taxes, strong trade unions, universal healthcare. Finland and similar sounds. They always seem to be doing all right, don't they? Those countries. I've never been there. I've never been there. You know, but I mean, they always seem to be doing all right. Those countries. With Spitz Energy, Warwick Davies is struggling to put food on the table. Okay, fair enough. But Warwick Davies, that name escapes me. I'm not really can't I can't actually recall who that is. Bobby Crush, if you got a pound, please, mate. It used to be 10p. Now they want a full pound. Usually, these bastards. These bastards, sometimes they're in groups as well, you know, these bastards, these skanky, druggy bastards who approach it in the town. What I don't like about this is that they're so sly. They're sly. Quite often they'll approach you and they're rehearsed in what they say. They'll say, hey, mate, have you got a ciggy, have you? I'll say, no, I don't smoke. And yeah, you know, and then they'll say, "Oh, you're from Liverpool," or you know, or you wouldn't just be saying. They'll try and bloody strike up a conversation with you. They're well rehearsed in what they do. They are sly, and I've got no sympathy whatsoever for druggies. No sympathy for them at all. Absolutely no sympathy for them. Bobby Crush, homeless fellow said to me, "If you got 10p, well, I get a cup of tea." I said, "Here's 20p. Get me a cup." Good, nice for you. Good for you, Bobby. Ian Barton, do you wear a poppy? I've never got round to it. I mean, you know, I have done in the past, but I don't make a rule out of it. I know I've got total respect, you know, for the war and like, you know, the veterans. Total respectful for it. I'm not. I never get round to a poppy because, you know, if it involves like a charity, you know, you don't know where it's going to. Tree Town. I hate these beggars that borrow a dog to increase their takings. That sounds terrible, that borrow a dog. That's bad, you're not borrowing a dog. Brian Street, I always say I have no cash. I only carry a card. Gemini Star says, who carries coins around nowadays? Everything is contactless. Well, you know, they want a fiver from you, some of these bastards. Ian Bowden, will you take the 2-minute silence on Saturday and Sunday to honour the brave heroes from our past? Well, if I have the TV on, then I will. I will if I have the TV on, which I probably won't. But yeah, but I, you know, I will do. I think that's very, very important. Yeah, you're quite right. It's very, very important. Maybe I should start doing that as a rule. I will do it if you know, it so happens that the TV is on. And you've got to respect those who fought. You've got to respect for those who fought for the freedom of our country, and spare a thought for them now to see what it's become. Yeah, McLaren, that's a nice 50 kilogram spinning a bit. I would change our minds on beggars next time you hear the words, "Hey, handsome man." Okay. Yeah, Bobby Crush. I prefer homeless people who are elderly with long beards and long, dirty coats. Sounds like a bloody flasher, mate. Happily singing sea shanties, drunk on sherry. Not those young tracksuit wearing losers who call each other bro. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. Yeah, long, dirty coats. Sure, they're not going to bloody, you know, expose themselves to you. I know what you mean, mate. Rusty Lead. Don't give money to beggars. A big math problem here. I think he's talking about Pattaya, and they get a hit for as little as 50 baht. Okay. Spitz Energy, are you coming up to Chiang Mai? If so, avoid March and April burning season. I don't think Chiang Mai's on the menu. Oh, yeah, but I have booked for after Pattaya in February. I will be in, how do you pronounce it, Arusha. I've actually booked a hotel in Arusha, so I'm going straight from Pattaya to Arusha. I don't know how I'm going to get there yet. Arusha, where I'll be visiting some of those, but I've never been there before. And then hopefully I'm going to be going to Udon Thani pretty soon after that. I mean, I haven't planned on Chiang Mai, but yet I've heard that, March and April. I've heard that's pretty bad there. Ian Bowden, the only charity I give to is Royal British Legion. That is so I can wear a poppy with pride. For what it's worth, when I die, I've made a will, and my will is going to be going to an established charity. So I'm not totally disrespectful towards them. I mean, I will be leaving my money, but it's a charity that's been around for over 100 years, so it's got longevity. Easter, man, saying homeless women are okay. It's easy to get them to stay the night, and in the morning you can drop them off anywhere. Well, I never looked at it that way. Anyway, so we've had a little chat. We've been on for an hour and 17 minutes now. We've had a little chat about a lot of people are heading to the Far East. Anyway, it's Tuesday night. So what I'm going to do, I'll just skip through this. There hasn't been any calls. I don't know what's wrong with that phone, but nobody's called up to now. Nobody's called that number. By the way, if you're on Facebook, anyone who's a Facebook friend, you can phone me on Facebook, and we put it on the screen. Gareth Hard Tulip did the other week, and it actually sounds better. It actually sounds better than the other phone that I've got. Anyway, what do you do other than bars? That's a question for that's a question for the Travel Channel. That is. That's a question for the Travel Channel. Okay. Anyway, where are we? Bobby Crush, I used to give a homeless lad a couple of quid every now and again. Over 2 years later, he's still on the floor begging. I know. I swear that in the town where I am, there's a young girl who says that she lives about 20 odd miles away, and she runs up to you, catching money, saying she's got no money to get home. And she's been doing that for years. She's been doing the same bloody thing. She's the same young girl who once ran at me, and I mean literally ran at me when I was drawing money from a cash point. No sympathy for them. Yogi Bear, it was sad about that poppy seller at 78 years old and was pushed about and punched in Edinburgh Station when he tried to pack up his poppy still. Disgusting. The people who do crimes like that should be given the highest penalties. That's absolutely dreadful. Seaside Freddy, you should check out Sukhothai. I have actually been there. I rode the bike around Sukhothai, but that was before it was on YouTube. Tudor Line, Cat Weasel was a nice homeless guy. I know what popular say. I never actually watched that one. Not for me. Not for me, really. Okay, so anyway, we've run out of that. Bobby Crush says, get the invaders out. Okay, now no one's phoned in tonight. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it. But listen, I'm going to play this one out. This isn't popular with everyone, but isn't popular anymore. But I think since we're going out, we may as well talk movies anyway for the last 10 minutes or whatever. So okay, there we go. We'll do that there. Okay. So there you go. We'll just talk about a few movies. Now, the problem with Netflix and Amazon, I found, and you probably found as well, you want something good to watch, but you can spend about bloody half an hour just pouring through this. And what I find is that when I've got something on the screen, I've never heard of it before, I think, maybe, is that any good? And what I then do is I get my mobile phone, go to Google, and look at the Rotten Tomatoes review of it and quite often it's a bad review. So you can. Yeah, when I'm just going to put that comment on the screen there. When it's Eddie, you can't tell me these homeless people don't have any money. I don't trust them. Okay, that's fair comment, Rain, fair comment. Okay, but anyway, about Netflix, really, we need to share ideas about what's not to waste your time on Netflix or Amazon. Anyway, so these are some movies that I would highly, highly, highly recommend. Highly recommend. Okay. And the first movie is one that I was put off for a while by its star. It's this one here. I'll get that off the screen. What's good on Netflix? We'll get that off the screen because that obscures things. Okay. Okay, there we go. The first one is this movie, which I would highly, highly recommend. And I was put off by its star to begin with, but it's on Netflix, and it's called Baby Driver. Okay. So this movie, the reason I was put off by its star is because the star is that young lad there. And as soon as I seen this film, I thought it's a car chase movie. It's about car heists. It's a thriller, car chases, car heists, that sort of stuff. And I was put off it by its star simply because he looks like a young lad. And I can't really watch a movie where a young lad is the star. For me, that's that's not an adult movie. But I looked into it, and all the reviews for this film are really, really good. So I watched it. So I watched this movie, and I've actually seen it twice now, and it is superb. It is absolutely superb. You can get it on Netflix, and I would highly recommend this. Put your headphones on and listen to this movie full blast. Because basically what it is, it's about a young lad who was disturbed from his parents being killed in a crash. And basically it's left him, for some reason, obsessive about playing music while he's driving a car. And it becomes a getaway car for this gangster, getaway driver for this gangster. And there's all of these kind of sort of misfits. It would involve Jamie Foxx and other people play a motley crew. Right, play a motley crew. But this movie is absolutely superb. It's a slick movie. The soundtrack, the soulful and rock soundtrack in this movie is fantastic. The action scenes are great. It's a really, really great movie. And don't be put off by the youngster. Oh, by the way, Kevin Spacey also delivers a great performance. There's great car chase movies. Great car chase scenes and all of that. Baby Driver, you can get it on Netflix. I've watched it. It's so good that I've watched it twice. But better watch it with your headphones on so you can listen to a full blast, because that soundtrack is absolutely terrific. Well recommended. Well recommended. Okay, highly recommended. Anyway, Wayne Ritchie says, Eddie, do you like any Chuck Norris movies? They're good. I haven't watched too many Chuck Norris movies. Maybe I should. Maybe I should dig out a few of those. I haven't watched that many of them, but I kind of like Chuck Norris. What's this? Ed, you shouldn't encourage people to drive while listening to music. Okay, fair comment. Yeah, Scooter Springs. What have we got? Scooter Springsteen. Eddie, you got to remember that not every one of your live guys are not movie buffs like yourself. This is Steady Eddie Live, and I'll talk about whatever I think people want to talk about. It's not. I know not everything I talk about appeals to everyone, but it's closing the show. So I'll leave this section to the end of the show. You know what I mean? So those who are really interested in it can stay on. Wonder 299 Vanishing Point is a great old film. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That is a good old movie, that car chase movie. Yeah, Rusty Led says he has tinnitus and uses music to drown out the noise in his head. Good movie. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair comment. Brian Street, what film have you watched the most times? Oh, I've seen anything between Zulu, the Italian Job, the Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns, of course, many times, many times. Okay, so another film that is well worth watching on Netflix, well worth it, absolutely, is this one. Now, what's amazing, this movie, this is a Netflix homegrown movie with a mega budget. The first time I tried to watch this film, I switched it off because it was just so over the top action all the way that I just couldn't get into it. I really couldn't get into it. But I watched it, you know, sometime later. I gave it a second chance. I watched it in its entirety, and I've now watched it 3 times. This movie is terrific. It's over the top. It's action packed. But it has got a mega budget, and all the budget is right there up the screen. It really is a mega budget movie that looks like it actually cost a mega budget. Basically, it's a bit confusing, but it's about a billionaire who organizes a bunch of people to take out this corrupt tyrant. This evil tyrant from some Middle Eastern country. It's an action movie, but it's a bit confusing at first, but it is a film that gets better the more you see it. And it really is the over-the-top action. Why I like watching a movie like this, if you're going to spend money on Netflix, then you want your money's worth. And this film really does deliver the money's worth. Not to everyone's taste. It's not the most thought-provoking or the most intelligent movie, but wow, those action set pieces are really spectacular. 6 Underground, well worth a look. Okay. Wayne Ritchie says, I'm going to watch that movie Baby Drive when I get back to the USA. Thanks for the movie advice. Yeah, it's very highly rated. Very highly rated film. Gemini Star, how about Spartacus, the original movie? I'm Spartacus. No, Spartacus, wonderful film. I mean, I've seen Spartacus quite a lot of times, not in recent years, but yeah, still a marvelous movie, definitely. So anyway, there you go. There's another film for you. And the final film that I'm going to recommend before we finito tonight, let me just drink some of this, is something that's unusual for my choice, because really I want over-the-top action and excitement when I watch Netflix. But this is a movie here which got some good reviews. It's called Bird Box, and I watched this last night. You know, a movie with I think Sandra Bullock is very much a woman's actress. I think women like Sandra Bullock more than men do, because she tends to play parts for women. But she's a fine actress. And this movie, it also features John Malkovich. It's basically, it's a very strange film. It's about, about this evil force, this alien force, which is causing people to commit suicide if they look at it. A lot of these movies, when they go outdoors, they have to blindfold themselves. And it's very strange movie. But basically, an alien force comes along and creates havoc across the world. And it causes people to commit suicide, and they see all these hallucinations in their head. And Sandra Bullock is left in charge of a couple of little kids, and she has to go down the ends up in a boat going through rural America in order to save herself, the children, and try and find somewhere where she can settle in peace. It's a very strange movie and not entirely satisfactory, but it is well worth a look. And Sandra Bullock is magnificent in the movie. She really is good. Yeah, Bobby Crush. I thought it would be more into double Ds than DVDs. Okay. Bobby Crush. Bird Box. I watched that on Cornhub. Okay, fair enough. Mister says, maybe we should rob the British treasury like a barman and slave the Brits to a central bank money print for another 100 years. Okay, getting political there. Wayne Ritchie, Sandra Bullock was good in that movie Speed. Watch it, Eddie. It's good. I did see that movie. I think it wasn't Keanu Reeves and also Dennis Hopper, Rent a Baddie. He was in that movie as well. Good movie, yeah, good movie. I think Sandra Bullock was also in one of my very favorite 90s science fiction movies with Sylvester Stallone. What was it called again? The one where she was with Sylvester. Bloody good movie. Can't remember what it was called. So anyway, those movies, you know, if you're looking for something to watch on Netflix, Bird Box, Baby Driver, and 600 Grand, definitely get the Steady Eddie seal of approval. Because, like I say, you're probably like me. You probably spend so much time deciding what to watch, and you need really, to be told what's any good. I go by Rotten Tomatoes personally. Rusty Lid, Ed makes videos, short movies. Seems natural that he would be into movies. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So anyway, Glenn, Five Go to Battaya, written, produced, and directed by the one and only Steady Eddie. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I wouldn't. You know, if you happen to know any Hollywood producers, or you know Spielberg or Scorsese, you know, mention Five Go to Battaya to them. You know, Five Go to Battaya. Rant a Million, Judge Dredd. No, it wasn't Judge Dredd. It was another science fiction. It was Wesley Snipes was in the movie. It was Sylvester Stallone, Sandra Bullock, and Wesley Snipes were in the movie. I can't remember. I've seen it quite a lot, but it is a really, really good movie. And the Clan F1, 5 Go Diving in Soy 6. Okay. I can't remember. What is that movie called? It's one of the best science fiction movies of the 1990s anyway. So, anyway, Demolition Man. That's what it's called. Demolition Man. I haven't seen that movie around for a while, but Sandra Bullock, Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. If you can get that movie, have a look at it. It's well worth a look. Well worth a look. Definitely. Okay. Brian Street, Dead Man's Shoes, British film, full movie on YouTube. Okay. Fair enough. We'll try and check that out sometime. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to finish now. We've had a little bit of a chat. It's Tuesday night. It's November. Everything's crap. The world is depressing. We've all got problems. But, so let's come together and let's be miserable and talk shite. Anyway, it's Tuesday night, Steady Eddie Live. Listen, guys, thanks for joining us. I'll be back on Friday night on the main channel with some real travel talk. Anyway, we'll talk about travel talk on the main travel channel on Friday night. Okay, I'm starving. I'm going to have some mushroom soup with toast. And I'll say good night. Thank you. God bless you. And I'll see you Friday night. Cheers, guys. Okay? Good night.